following video will cover reviewing portfolios, programs, and project information within KeyedIn projects. As you can see here, I've logged in to my projects, and I'm looking at the Resource Initiative Health Outcomes single project. If I'd like to review information within the hierarchy for this project and look at a program level, which will give me information associated to the program and all of the projects that support this program, I simply click on the project navigator. I go to the hierarchy view and I select my hierarchy view, which contains the projects underneath the program. As the screen refreshes, you'll note that I now have a view of all of the projects that make up my portfolio that I've selected. So all of the projects that are contained within this portfolio, all of the information listed on the screen is relative to that portfolio view. The portfolio view in this case has several data boxes, has several reports that have been allocated to this view, as well as project-specific information associated to the projects within this program. And as you can see here, I have the ability to sort, order all of the information in various ways. So I can look at revenue from a modest growth side. I can look at what was a significant growth items. I can also drill into these projects and go back to their project's dashboard and then come back to this view and review that information. I also have the ability to drill into this project view and select the fields that I would like to view on the screen. So I can select any fields that I would like to review. I can also select custom fields that I've allocated to the system in order to give me additional information on the project. And I can also take this information and I can move the fields around. Everything is a drag and drop function. I can sort order items by here. I can remove items from the list and add and remove items from here, which would allocate to the project or the program view of information that we're looking at. In order to get back to the program we were looking at prior, I simply come back to the navigator. I can go to my most recent viewed projects and I can select my research initiative, and I'm back to my research initiative project, which is all specific information to this project. I also have a quite innovative view of KeyedIn projects, and through the ability to look at slices of portfolios of information. So I may have a list of strategic projects, or I may have a list of high-risk projects that I want to take a look at. And they may be across various programs of information, and I just want to get information associated to those specific projects that meet that criteria. We have this concept in the system, and it's called insights. And as you see, I'm coming over to this filtered area, and I've got filtered by a project filter called highly strategic projects. Within that view, I have these 5 projects that meet the highly strategic project space. And if I select insights, what that's going to do is that's going to give me a list of information associated to these projects based on the criteria that I've selected. So these are projects that actually fall within the realm of multiple programs, and it's given me the look at the high strategic value projects, as you can see listed here in the list. All of these reports are also now related to this insight. I also have the ability to make an insight a favorite. In here, what I can do is I can add this insight to my favorites. You'll note up top that it's been added to the favorites. And if I look under my favorites folder here, you'll see that I now have highly strategic projects. Now, when I log into the system, in one click, I can get to my highly strategic projects at any time. Now, this is a dynamic list, so the list will update as the projects move through their phases and as they may change. As you go through your portfolio prioritization, you may have instances where your project's criteria changes, and those projects will no longer be in that list. So the list is dynamic based on the state of your projects and your programs and your portfolios. Now, this insights view can also look at things across programs, portfolios. It can be specific to projects. In this case, we're looking at a set of projects. I can also look at various other insights in the same manner. So I might have highly strategic projects, and then maybe I have a mid-range strategic value project. So projects that aren't quite at the level of the high strategic, but are still important to the organization. So I may have that as a view as well. And you'll see that once I select the insights here, all of my information, although the information output is the same, or the views are the same, the information is related to that insights list. So it's giving me another slice of information against that portfolio on the items that are strategic value in nature. And what I can do here is, again, I can sort these by any field. I can add additional fields to the list, just as we showed before. And I can make any adjustments to this view that I need to. I can also select this as a favorite as well, as these may be my 2 favorites that I can use in the system. I can then come up to my favorites, and you'll see that under Insights, I can now look at my highly strategic projects, one click away. And this is going to give my dynamic list of highly strategic projects. I can even come in and say, I want to look at a project that potentially is in trouble. So I can click on this project here. It'll drive me back to the information associated specific to that project. And you'll note that up above, you'll be able to simply get back to Insights by one click. It'll bring you back to that information. And that is how you view portfolio information within KeyedIn Projects version 6.